Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Modern King about a soon-to-be ex-wife getting absolutely demolished in divorce court. You know, it's nice to see those rare occasions where actual justice actually prevails. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comment, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
Good afternoon. I'm Wendy DeVozo. I'm attorney for defendant Donald Blankenship, and I'm here with Mr. Blankenship.
Okay, thank you. I did not have Mr. Blankenship as represented. Are you making your appearance here today on his behalf?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. I was just retained, and we've actually filed a motion to set aside the default. But I don't think the court even has it yet.
Both the parties are present by Zoom video, and counsel, again, if you can put your appearance on for the record, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Wendy DeVozo, appearing on behalf of the defendant husband, Donald Blankenship. And Your Honor, my P number is 54496. I'm out of Cadillac, Michigan.
You have to give credit to the guy for getting a proper lawyer to represent him in this case. His ex-wife is sitting there with nobody, and that's just a disaster waiting to happen.
Okay, thank you. This was set today for entry of a judgment of divorce by default. And Ms. DeVozo, can you just make a record of how you want to proceed today?
Yes, Your Honor. We're asking the court to actually dismiss the motion for entry of default judgment. First and foremost, the plaintiff did not serve a proposed judgment of divorce on Mr. Blankenship according to the court rule 3.210B4A. But in fact, her motion says that she did. So we have no idea what she's asking the court to accept. For starters,
This guy has to go to court to get it on record that he has no idea what his ex-wife wants in the divorce, mainly because she didn't follow the procedures for the divorce in the first place.
secondly, I was just retained, and I've filed, or on its way to the court is a motion to set aside the default, the filing fee, and a response to today's motion, as well as my appearance. We are asking that the court set aside the default. The parties were actually working together, and in fact had ironed out some terms, and Mr. Blankenship did prepare, and I'm going to use the word file in quotes, filed an answer with Ms. Blankenship, and I've got a receipt dated April 1st, 2025, where he mailed that to her and had shared that with her. But meanwhile, she went to the court and got a default. So I think that if the court hears the motion, there's good cause to show that the default should be set aside.
This man was just following procedures and was trying to get things done as cleanly as possible, and for whatever reason, the ex-wife decided to do things her own way. Great.
To clarify, the ex-wife deliberately ignored the husband's filing in order to secure a default judgment, as this approach would unfairly benefit her at the husband's expense. She then concealed this action, hoping he wouldn't discover it. Fortunately, the husband hired an attorney when he did, because without his lawyer stepping in, her deceptive tactics could have easily gone unnoticed.
It's absolutely despicable how this woman tried to fleece this guy for more money by ignoring their agreement. It's good that this man hired a lawyer to take the reins. That is usually the best bet.
Additionally, this is a long-term marriage. Mr. Blankenship is disabled, and he is going to need his fair share of the marital estate. And so there are some important issues to decide here. So I know my motion's not before the court, but as far as request for a default judgment today, we're asking that that be dismissed for all of the above reasons.
All right, thank you. Ms. Blankenship, what is your position on this?
The ex-wife is trying to steal from a physically disabled man. If this were any other time in human history, she would be publicly shamed for such a disrespectful act.
I would like to get this done. He may have mailed that on April 1st, but he did not serve me. I did not pick that up until the 14th. So well over the allotted time as far as that. And as far as, yes, most of the stuff we have agreed on, we have come to an agreement upon. The only thing that I am asking is regarding the equity of the home. We refinanced the home in 2022. At that time, Donald and myself both got half of the equity.
It's difficult to believe that this woman didn't just blindly ignore the paperwork that he sent her. That way she can say she never received the paperwork and had to take matters into her own hands.
He took the entire equity, had it placed into an account that was in his name only that I was not aware of. He had to then re-give me the half back that we agreed upon. So the equity has already been split. It was split in January of 2022 when we refinanced the home. There's also a matter of we had ice damage in February just before filing, which Don had took it upon himself, even though he wasn't staying here, or fixed the roof, to file a claim against the homeowner's insurance, which will leave me to fix the roof because they denied the claim, will leave me to fix the entire front portion of the house, the walls.
He wasn't living at the house at the time of the ice damage to the roof, and yet she's trying to act like a victim because she has to pay to fix the roof because the insurance won't cover it. Sounds like that's her problem, not his.
And the floor in the bedroom. So as far as equity, I don't think it should be split 50-50 like he is saying. I think that the equity has already been taken out of the home. And I'm left with a lot of cleanup. We cut 10 acres worth of pine due to the pine beetle, and he received half of that money as well, is that myself. And then also, he has significant amount of garbage on the property.
None of this has to do with the divorce at hand. She's just complaining about how she had to spend her own money to fix the house that she took in the divorce. That means absolutely nothing.
That will take multiple dumpsters to clean up, which I sent to you and him in evidence. He didn't believe that my divorce papers, and he stated to me that I did not believe that I filed for divorce, and that was his reasoning to me for not responding in a timely manner.
The entitlement that these women have is absolutely wild. It's bad enough that she's clearly ungrateful for everything he did, but she wants even more money because she thinks that she deserves it for some reason.
Okay, all right. Number one, Ms. Blankenship, just so you're aware, I'm not making any decisions today about how the property should be divided up. And certainly the court will take into account your side of things, just as I will Mr. Blankenship's side of things. In terms of moving forward today, under the law, the court is required to make sure that any judgment that's entered in a divorce case is fair.
Considering how badly men are screwed over in divorce court, it's fairly obvious that the law does not ensure that divorces are fair. There are plenty of men who can attest to that.
And equitable. So even if the default were to go forward, any judgment that was entered, the court would still be required to make that consideration. So
Correct.
in light of that, in light of the issues that both sides have raised here today, and without making a decision about whether the court will or won't set aside the default yet, the court cannot enter a judgment of divorce today, in my view. So
the fact that she tried to be sneaky and then came up with such a lame excuse as to why she did what she did just goes to show how broken the divorce court system truly is.
Ms. DeVozo, did you get a hearing date already for my office?
We're working on it. We did make an attempt to, but we haven't heard back from the court. So we'll continue to get that, to work on that and get the soonest date we can, so we can get this moving forward. I don't think anybody wants to spend a lot of needless time and money, but you know, here we are. So we'll try to move it forward quickly.
She brings up a really good point. How much time and energy is being wasted right now? The man is paying for a lawyer and is most likely going to have to pay for court fees as well.
Well, Your Honor, I am stuck paying every bill because Donald has not paid one bill in this home, not a dollar towards anything in this home since February of this year. So I have been left to pay every single bill in this home. He has left all of his responsibilities onto me, leaving me with $600 electric bills and the house payment and his phone bill up until this last month, his car insurance up until the last month and everything else. So he has took every dollar of income that he has and used it for himself.
Madam, there is an easy solution to your problem. It's called getting a job. Many people do it. Your ex-husband is not responsible for bailing you out just because you decided to leave him.
Okay.
which has
Well,
allowed him to retain the attorney, apparently.
Okay.
Yes, how dare he use his money to hire an attorney to represent him in the court of law? He should have used that money to pay bills in a house that he no longer lives in, according to this woman.
If all of that is true, then that's certainly going to make a difference in how things
Yeah.
are divided up. So, the only thing I would say, Ms. Blankenship, is you may want to consider retaining your own counsel.
I
To
guess
make
I
sure
will
that you're
have
right.
to. That's why I was trying to move forward. We do still agree on everything. I'm not sure why he retained a lawyer other than the house. That's the only thing. He wants half of the house, and
He retained a lawyer because she was trying to scam him for even more money in the divorce settlement, and she thought she could get away with it, which is why she never bothered to get her own lawyer.
I was leaving that in your decision to make. He has also assets that he did not report, even when he responded. His drag car that he claims is a 1963 split window vet, worth considerable amount of money, not the $2,000 he claimed. He also has a 1985 square to body pickup truck that it is his friend Joe Steele's residence or his place of work at Extreme Automotive, as well as a 72 soft top Nova.
At this point, she's just complaining about how he has all of these nice things, and she's forced to pay the bills on the house that she kept in the divorce, mind you.
He's also removed items from the property since the divorce, and he has sold in items since the divorce.
Your Honor.
Well, look, I'm not making any decisions today, Ms. Blankenship. I understand that's your position. As I sit here, I have no idea what has gone on so far. So all of that's going to have to be hashed out either by agreement of the parties or through court proceedings. So again,
even this guy's lawyer is dumbfounded by this whole thing. There is no point being made in here outside of her complaining about how she's the victim in the divorce that she filed herself, by the way.
Ms. Blankenship, it may be in your best interest to consult with an attorney here so that you can make sure that your rights are protected. As it is, we're going to proceed, Ms. DeVozo, with your motion to set aside the default. The court will make a ruling on that once we have a hearing for it. I am going to ask that you file, if you haven't already, a written appearance for the court file in addition to your appearance on the record here today. And we'll go forward with that motion once that's set. And Ms. Blankenship, you will receive notice of the date and time of that. And that's how we'll proceed.
Did you notice how she was shaking her head once the judge made it clear that her easy payday got declined? This tells us everything we need to know about this woman.
So she wants his heavily modified personal vehicles that she would never drive herself, just because she would financially benefit from taking them from him, despite the fact she has never once contributed a penny to any of them. She isn't interested in what's fair. She's purely interested from taking anything and everything she can away from him. Unfortunately for her, his lawyer shut her down, smothering her attempts at getting a default judgment that would allow her to take as much as she could from him.
That's what modern divorces are all about. It's just about taking as much as she can and leaving him with nothing, and the excuses they come up with are just absolutely absurd. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.